State, we pulling up. Fort Valley. Oh, it's raining on your campus. It's alright, we here. Alright? So you see what it is. So we here, you know what it is? First stop on this 107 journey HBCU anthology tour. We're at Fort Valley State University, Urban Wall Street Films. Right now I'm from the C.W. Pettigrew Farming Community Life Center. So of course, you know, if it was a beautiful day, we'd see the people busting and busting. That's why we're here. But listen, man, we make things, you know what I'm saying? We weather stormed as black people, so we in the storm bringing the ruckus. It's a 1895 Chuck rainstorm right now, so you see the Chucks falling. It's a beautiful thing hitting the campus, but listen, keep watching. Listen, Fort Valley State University, we here. 1895 Chuck Wildcats, HBCU Nation, Urban Wall Street Films. Gotta love you, HBCUs. Okay. Here's one of Fort Valley's finest. Miss Parisse, what's happening? Come on in, sister. Come on in, young sister. Yes. Get comfortable. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
This the real deal.
You see what I'm saying? Welcome to the Walk in Your Foundation tour. I'm Mr. Urban Wall Street, representing, HU class of 92. But we're here because, Fort Valley State, when I launched this shoe right here, we launched this Chuck. This the 1895 Chucks Wildcats. Everybody rock Chucks. But you see that, let them know what it is, Parisse. Are we official out here with us right now?
We official.
You know what I'm saying?
They official.
You know what I'm saying? And so we launched this, and a lot of the alums, they supported. They bought the sneakers, high top, low tops. It was a beautiful situation. So with it being one of the top selling Chucks, I said, we're gonna go and spotlight all the HBCUs because we've been on a Black HBCU tour, Black Excellence tour since 2014 when we launched the first film, and now it's really about venerating all of our HBCUs. A lot of them are not spoken about, or kids might not know, and different HBCUs are perfect for different people, right? And so, and there's different legacies at every HBCU. So we here just representing, but that's enough. This is what we're here for. So I'm so blessed that our concierge, our highway concierge, Miss Lucky, was able to connect me to. So tell me, I'm gonna ask you this question. I asked this similar question to all my Howard people, and this is softball. What does Fort Valley mean to you, and why?
Okay, well, so the first thing about Fort Valley, what it means to me is definitely family. Like, the moment I got here, like, it was just a whole bunch of abundance of love and support. Like, being in a marching band, because I'm in the band, I play the piccolo.
Nice. Okay.
Like, being a part of the band, like, it's really helped me grow as a person. And, like, I've met people who support me, who want me to become a better musician. And then also just meeting the people on campus. Like, I have a group of friends, and I love them so dearly. And so, like, everybody supports each other. And so that's what I love about Fort Valley. Like, it's not perfect all the time, but we support each other at the end of the day. And so Fort Valley is home, like, no matter what. That's what HBCU is. It's just family, love, and support. So,
that is enough, please. And let me ask you, so what year are you here? What year are you here at Fort Valley?
I just got in this year, so.
You're a freshman.
Yeah, I'm a freshman.
You're just starting your HBCU journey.
Yes.
So what led you to select Fort Valley State?
So basically, where I come from, like, I really wanted to, when I first came.
When you say you come from, where you come from? What's your home? Where's your origin? Where's your foundation before this foundation that's beginning?
Okay, so I'm from Cartersville, Georgia. And so a lot of people in my community went to, like, Fort Valley State University. And so, like, every time they talk about Fort Valley, they talk about, like, how good of a school it was. And so it was either that I go to Tennessee State or I go to Fort Valley. Like, things weren't working at Tennessee State, so I knew, like, Fort Valley was my calling. So I came to Fort Valley and I wasn't disappointed. I loved it. I love school. I was just talking to my cousin about, like, I really don't want to leave Fort Valley. Like, if I could stay here year round, I would. Like, I do not want to go home.
I love that. And so what, if you know right now, what's your particular major that you're studying? Have you decided a discipline?
Yeah, social work is my major, so yes.
And you have that I want to help the world face. You definitely want to help people, right? Let me ask you, Are you a legacy of Fort Valley? Meaning, do you have relatives or auntie or mom or dad that came to Fort Valley? Or are you the first of your family to attend Fort Valley?
I'm the first of my family to attend Fort Valley, but I do have people around me that went to Fort Valley. So my grandma's classmates, they went to Fort Valley, and so like they were telling me it's such a good school. They're like, one of her classmates are an AKA here, one of them were first loves here. So like it was just like Fort Valley just seemed like a good school. Like it's a really good school.
So now you came in the fall of that would be me, fall of 87 at Howard. So you came in the fall of 2022.
Right.
And so you've been here, it's about, you're going into what, 8 months?
8 months.
So
yeah.
8 months as an adult without the adult responsibility. Now, Fort Valley, what's been, give me 3 of your greatest experiences thus far as a freshman. 3, if you can remember 3 of them. If you got more, you can, but give me your top 3 greatest experiences at Fort Valley thus far.
So my number 1 is basically probably being a part of the band, like probably going to football games and then seeing the different types of HBCU bands. Like that really opened my eyes and like brought the love for music back in for me. Secondly, probably when I met my friend group. Like I have a group of friends and I love them so much. And then just third, what's the third best thing? Probably the parties. I be having fun. I be having fun. The parties be fun. Like the stuff on campus be fun too. So like, yeah, that's what I like the most.
That had to be. Listen, you wouldn't be a true college freshman if you didn't throw that in. I'm like, hold up, she ain't saying about no party. She frying for the cameras. You can't tell me the parties and freshmen is popping, right?
Fort Valley, they be living Fort Valley. I'm not even gonna count.
That's what's up. Oh man, listen. So listen, this is your time. This documentary is gonna, immortalize you for years and decades to come. If there's one thing that you could say to another young person from your township in Georgia, or just Georgia in general, or anyway, if there's one thing that you could say to them about why Fort Valley might be an HBCU that they should look at, what would it be?
Something I would tell them, just don't sleep on Fort Valley. A lot of people sleep on Fort Valley just because it's smaller and it's a small town. Like Fort Valley, they have a lot to offer and they're gonna try to make it work for you. It might not be perfect, but they're gonna work for you at the end of the day. Like take time to look at your options. Like everybody wants to go to these big schools and do these big things, but sometimes like you might need that one-on-one. So think about that. Think of the type of student, the type of person you are. If you know you need like that one-on-one and that help to make you guide you to go through things, then that's what's best. That's what was best for me too. Like I knew I need that one-on-one. So like small, big, whatever you need, just do it. Do what's best for you at the end of the day.
Listen, you know what it is. Urban Walsh, Miss Parisse, the Fort Valley State. This is why we do it. Walking Her Foundation. I'm about to find out what her size is. We're going to bless this young sister right here. We're going to do a lot of great things. But this is just the beginning. This is the first stop. And so shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Fort Valley. Shout out to all the Fort Valley alums, all the Wildcats that have supported and have purchased the 1895 that made this trip possible. It's your support of this sneaker, because proceeds from this sneaker was enable us to sponsor us. This is an Urban Wall Street production sponsored by the Urban Wall Street HBCU Nation. So when we support us, we support us. You understand? I want to thank this beautiful young queen, Miss Parisse, one of Fort Valley's State's great freshmen. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, gonna do some great things. You keep watching, but you heard her and saw her first. So when she becomes the next president, because I didn't say vice president, right? The next president, you're gonna know she was on the Walking Your Foundation tour at Fort Valley State first, 1895. Understand?
Thank you. Thank you.
November 6, 1895, 18 men, at least half of whom were former slaves, petitioned the Superior Court of Houston County for a charter which would legalize Fort Valley High, an industrial school. This group is led by John Wesley Davidson, a former child slave. In 1949, Fort Valley College becomes Georgia's only 1890 land-grant college to emphasize training in fields where there is great need, which in 1949 included mechanical arts, science, and agriculture. From 2014 to 2016, FVSU is listed as the nation's top producer of African American students in math-related majors.
KOK. 1867 Tigers. It's that Morehouse, 1867. You see us? So we out here, man. Listen, Walking Your Foundation, Urban Wall Street Tour, representing HBCUs, find your school. I know Morehouse is somewhere right here. We got our Morehouse. We over here. Livingstone. Morehouse, here we go. Morehouse College, you see it? So it's the HBCU Nation collection, right? We out here, Morehouse College, is doing what we do, representing, supporting, spotlighting HBCUs, man. So listen, we just left Fort Valley, we're right here now. Morehouse College. Morehouse, stand up, man. HBCUs. So what's good, Clark, Atlanta? Urban Wall Street Films, Mr. Urban Wall Street, class of 92, the Mecca, Howard University. But we down here in Georgia. We just checked out Fort Valley. We hit Spelman. We hit Morehouse. We're over at Clark, Atlanta, because Clark, Atlanta is near and dear to Big Brother. This is where his brother Brian went, so SIP. But we're down here, you know, just spotlighting the campus. Big Brother representing doing it. But in 1865, Big Brother, you walking on these grounds, man. This is your big brother, SIP, Big Brian, Big Brother Brian.
Yeah, it's special to me. That's why I have this gear. I'm representing from my brother, rest in peace, Brian Carlton, alumni at Clark College. Also, my uncle Leon Carlton, he's in the Hall of Fame, football player, baseball player here at Clark College. So it's family, man. So I got to represent head to toe. That's what's up, black and red, Clark, Atlanta. I'm with you.
Urban Wall Street, Clark, Atlanta.